Hi guys, I'm Amy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a video very different from what I usually make because I would like to talk about what is happening the world over in regards to the Black Lives Matter movement and human rights and where I am at in processing all of this information and etc., etc. And I will say this video is very off the cuff for me. Not for me, but it's very off the cuff. I do have a list of things on my phone that are specific things that I want to mention because sometimes when I do these chatty videos, I get lost in my own train of thought and then get derailed a little bit. So if I'm referencing something, that's what I'm looking at. But I think I should start by stating why I haven't posted in about a week and a half. And it all really started when I saw a video from Jenna and Julian from the Jenna and Julian podcast, Jenna Marbles. I will link the video down below. That was a week ago on Sunday. Today's Tuesday, May 9th. In which they had decided not to post their usual podcast just because it didn't feel respectful, and that they wanted the opportunity to not post and add more information into the world in which it could potentially distract or detract from the movement, and that this movement needs its time, and it's long overdue that it's had its time to capture people's interest on such a global scale. And it just gave me pause because I am a content creator and I have a very small audience here on the internet, but I felt a responsibility that I also needed to speak out about this, and that I think this is long overdue, and I just felt that I needed to take the time to think about myself in relationship to racism and anti-racism and what I do and what I don't do. And this video is just for me to talk about that with you guys. I don't feel like I have anything to say that hasn't already been said, but I still feel like I need to say it. And I also want you guys to know I've thought so long and hard about making this video and how I was going to do it, because I want to do this in a respectful way, and I don't want to impose myself onto this issue that is so much bigger than how I feel about it. But in saying that, I don't know how else to talk about this other than where I am right now and what I plan to do or not do in the future. And so if you're not here for that, then just go ahead and click away. But I will share with you my experience of the past week in really looking long and hard at myself and how I fit into all of this. So one thing that I decided to do in thinking about diversity, and especially in regards to what I do here on YouTube, I talk about books, and I pulled out, so that they were not flush with the rest of the books around them, every single book that I have that is representative of someone of diversity. And in some cases I felt good about it, in other cases I definitely didn't. And I have to say that I have spent a lot of time thinking about how I choose to read what books I read or what books I don't read. And to be entirely honest with you, I don't think I've ever spent a lot of time thinking about who I'm reading. I obviously have authors that I enjoy and I like, and I search out their writing or writing that is similar to theirs or stories that are similar to theirs, but I've never spent time looking for specific stories and specific perspectives. I have just picked up books that I found to be interesting or that someone else recommended. Now, there are diverse stories represented within that, but I think as a reader, I can do a better job of searching out diversity in the books that I'm reading and in the books that I'm bringing home, or even just noticing, because I think we're all guilty of getting caught up in what's the new hot book. And there are other voices outside of those hot books, and those hot books aren't bad. So that's one way in which I've decided that I can be better, and I will work on being better. Just taking the time to recognize all the different voices and really be purposeful about it. And I'm excited to do so. And I don't necessarily feel like I will do any videos specifically about what I come across and all of that. I'm sure I will talk about them and mention them as I do other books. And maybe that's not the case. Maybe I will find this whole group of books that I think needs more time or more spotlight. And if that's the case, then I will do it. But I just wanted to start there, that I know that that's a place that I can improve, and I will be working on that. And another thing that I have come to realize about myself is, I've always known this about myself, I don't tend to gravitate towards nonfiction narratives, and I think there's a variety of reasons for that. And not because they're not invalid, but I've come to realize, especially in the last few weeks, in which I've spent a lot of time purposely picking up books that are lighter, that are more for entertainment than brain food or thought. And I have come to realize that through fiction is how I have chosen, consciously or not, to educate myself about other people's experiences and stories and lives. And I will continue to do that. And I'm excited to continue to do that, especially now that I'm going to try and be a better consumer of the books that I am picking up. And I also have spent a lot of time thinking about the fact that I educate myself in certain ways that I've done my entire life, and there are other ways for me to do that as well. And I've spent the last, I just hit my chair, week and a half educating myself in ways that I never have before. And I encourage you to do the same. Reach out and look at different places and platforms that you don't normally look at. And that being said, I will link some videos and resources that I have found to be really helpful to me and have helped give me perspective that I didn't have otherwise, and maybe they'll be helpful to you. Britta Bowler put out a video that really I found to be very successful, and I will link that below as well. And I am so hopeful for the future. I'm so hopeful that this is the start of something good. And maybe it's easy for me to say that because of my background, and I have not experienced what so many people have. And this is the place where I'm afraid to be insensitive, or I don't even know the right word, but I really just wanted the opportunity to talk to you guys about how I've been sitting with the Black Lives Matter movement and George Floyd's murder, and just where I fit in all of this, and how I can make whatever change I can make, even just here on my channel and just in my life in general, because I've also spent so much time thinking about my role as an educator, especially of small children. And I have reflected a lot on how I talk about diversity with the students that I have in my classroom, and how I think I've done a good job in some cases, and in other cases there's room for improvement. I mean, there's always room for improvement, but I just wanted to put this video out there to once again say what's already been said, and I'm not adding anything new to this, but that I'm so hopeful for change, and I am in full support of the movement of Black Lives Matter, and I want to do my part, and I still feel like I'm figuring out what that part is. And you know, that's not totally comfortable, but it's not supposed to be. You know, we read books on BookTube and we talk about them, and I am going to make a very conscious effort to reflect change not only in the books that I pick up, but also just how I consume all media and ways that I can make change. Whether it's within my family or in my community, for my students, I hope that we can all be better because of this. And, you know, I'll just go ahead and end this. I don't know if this is helpful at all to anyone chat, by saying that currently I am doing a buddy read with Lindsay from Lindsay's Book Life, of Some Sing, Some Cry by Ntozake Shange and Ifa Beiza. And we had started this book before George Floyd's murder. So unfortunately, this book has been very timely, where this book starts out post-emancipation, and it's been very humbling and eye-opening that the experiences of these characters from over 100 years ago are the same. The people are experiencing the same. And I think that as humans, we can do way better. Change shouldn't take this long. And I'm looking forward to the changes that are and will be happening. And we have a lot of work to do. And I plan to do what I can as an educator and as a person in general, as a content creator. But I'm gonna leave it at that. This was not a very eloquent video. I've seen far more eloquent videos of people that I think are far more successful at saying what I am attempting to say. But if anyone feels like they need an ear or what have you, I would like to let you know that I'm available in the comments. My email is linked in the description box always if you would like to send me a message, and we can chat and learn and educate one another and ourselves together. So I hope that this video has found everyone healthy and open to new ideas and new futures. But thank you so much for watching and taking the time to listen to me, who's just one person who's, like I've said, I'm not saying anything that hasn't been said. But you can look forward to some more normal videos from me. I just wanted this video to come out first because I needed to say these things. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in my next video.